In the heart of southern Africa, there's a nation with a deep, rich history in farming, a land just brimming with potential. Today, we're going to look at how a new generation in Zimbabwe is stepping up to tackle today's challenges and really to cultivate the promise of tomorrow. So let's dig in.
For years, when you thought of farming in southern Africa, you thought of Zimbabwe. Its reputation as the region's breadbasket wasn't just some catchy nickname. No, it was a reality built on incredible soil and generations of farming know-how. And this history, well, it's the perfect backdrop for understanding both the opportunities and the hurdles the country is facing right now.
So, what does farming in Zimbabwe actually look like today? On the ground? Well, to really get the people, you've got to first understand the land they're working with. Okay, so the country's potential is literally mapped out in its soil. It's fascinating. You have these huge variations in pH levels. See the red and pink areas? Those show strongly acidic soils that need some serious management. But then the green and blue spots, they offer more neutral ground with a totally different set of possibilities. This isn't just a map. It's basically a strategy guide for every single farmer trying to figure out what to plant and where. And that diversity in the soil, well, it leads to a huge variety in what's grown and raised. On one hand, you've got your staple food crops like maize and then these super climate-resilient grains like pearl millet and sorghum. And on the other hand, you have a really important livestock sector. We're talking everything from cattle and poultry to those super hardy goats, which are just crucial for smallholder farmers. It's a really complex and varied agricultural world. So who's doing the bulk of all this farming? The data here couldn't be clearer. It's the small-scale communal farmers. The amount of land they farm, that's the CA or communal area bar, it just towers over everyone else. They are, without a doubt, the backbone of Zimbabwe's agriculture. And that means their success is the nation's success. But it also means any challenge that hits this group, well, it hits the entire country's food supply hard. And what's really cool is when you dig deeper, you see this incredible specialization. Just take milk, for example. One single province, Mashonaland East, produces a staggering 41% of the entire country's supply. That just goes to show you how local climates and expertise can create these powerful hubs of production. But for all this potential, let's be real, the path for these farmers is not easy. There are some significant, pretty complex hurdles that are standing right in the way of progress and prosperity. So you have to ask the question, right? If the land is this rich and the people are this dedicated, what are the barriers that are stopping the whole sector from really taking off? Let's break them down. Let's start with a number that just jumps out at you. -27%. That's the drop in annual horticultural production, and it's a direct result of the recent El Niño-induced drought. Climate change isn't some far-off idea here. It has a direct, measurable, and pretty devastating impact on people's farms and their lives. Next up is the challenge of just getting the basic resources. You can see how fertilizer use just fell off a cliff after the year 2000. For a country with soils that need those nutrients, this is a huge deal. In fact, recent data shows that 54% of communal farmers, remember the backbone we just talked about, say a lack of fertilizer is a major roadblock for them. And here's something that is absolutely crucial to understand. These challenges don't affect everyone equally. Women make up the majority of the farmers, but they often face a whole different set of barriers. Just look at who owns what. Men own key assets like cattle at almost double the rate of women, 45% versus 23%. Meanwhile, women are far more likely to own poultry. This kind of disparity impacts everything from their ability to plow fields to their income. And finally, there's the simple challenge of getting things from point A to point B. Imagine you've grown a fantastic crop, but you can't get it to market. Poor roads and bridges, especially out in rural areas, can become totally impassable during the wet season. This just isolates farmers and suppliers, making it incredibly hard and expensive to get supplies in and get crops out. But this is not a story of decline, not at all. It's a story of incredible resilience. So now, let's look at the innovative strategies being used to turn these massive challenges into opportunities for growth. At the heart of this new approach is a concept called Pfumvudza, or Ntwasa. And listen, this isn't just about planting seeds. It's a whole philosophy. It's a climate-smart way of farming that focuses on disturbing the soil as little as possible, using mulch to keep moisture in, and being super precise with inputs. The whole point is to get more yield from smaller plots of land, making farmers way less vulnerable to unpredictable rain. This quote here, it perfectly captures the new mindset. The goal is to break that cycle of just depending on the seasonal rains and hoping for the best. It's about building systems like irrigation and this new kind of farming that can create food security all year round, no matter what the weather decides to do. And honestly, maybe the most powerful strategy of all is investing in people, specifically a new generation of young, ambitious, and tech-savvy farmers who are totally ready to reshape the future of agriculture in Zimbabwe. And this isn't just talk, there's a real ecosystem of support popping up. Organizations like the Zimbabwe Farmers Union now have a whole youth wing. The government is pouring money into vocational training centers all over the country and running youth empowerment forums to give young people a place to connect and grow. And here's a number that makes it all feel so real: 1,081. That's how many young people were recently placed in community attachments through just one government program. We're talking hands-on experience, taking skills from the classroom and putting them to work in communities that really need them. So you can see this clear pathway being built, one that takes young people from learning to doing to leading. It starts with getting those foundational skills at a training center, then moves to real-world practice with those community attachments, and the final step, empowering them to become employers themselves, building their own agribusinesses. And so that leaves us with this big question. We've seen the incredible potential in the land, the huge challenges on the ground, and the innovative solutions taking shape, from smarter farming to this amazing wave of youth involvement. The journey to reclaim that breadbasket title is happening, and it's being cultivated by the hands of a new generation. The seeds of the future, they're being planted right now.